We often think that the secret to a stress-free retirement must be buried in some complex investment strategy or timing the market just right. But the real key to a peaceful financial life after 60? Well, it's actually much closer to home, and honestly, way more powerful than you might think. It turns out, the biggest financial discovery of our later years isn't some Wall Street secret at all.
And that right there, that's really the heart of it. For decades, we're all told to focus on one thing, growing the nest egg, right? Accumulate, accumulate, accumulate. But the moment you start living on that income, the entire game changes. Suddenly, the stress isn't about the market ticker, it's about the day-to-day, the constant manual juggling of bills and transfers and spending decisions. Real financial freedom, it turns out, isn't just about having money, it's about having a system that manages that money for you.
So let's talk about why this is so draining, especially after 60, because it's not just about the tasks themselves, is it? It's about the hidden psychological weight they carry. There are some really powerful things going on in our brains that can turn simple financial chores into huge sources of anxiety. Let's break down what's actually happening under the surface. Okay, so first up is something called executive function. Just think of it as the CEO of your brain. It's the part that handles planning, focus, and all the tough decisions. And every single day, you're asking it to weigh in on dozens of little money choices. Should I pay this bill now or wait till Friday? Do we have enough in the account for the big grocery run? What about that required minimum distribution from the IRA? Is now the right time to sell that stock? Each one of those questions, no matter how small, chips away at your mental energy. And over time, that leads to what we call decision fatigue. You just get worn out, and that's when you're more likely to make a poor choice. Or maybe worse, just avoid making any choice at all.
And then there's the other side of the coin. When you're working, if you make a small financial mistake, the next paycheck can usually absorb the hit. But on a fixed income, that safety net is gone. And that's a huge deal. Every dollar just feels more significant, and the fear of making a mistake you can't recover from, it becomes incredibly powerful. This is a well-known concept called loss aversion. It can make every single financial choice feel like a high-stakes gamble, which just cranks up the stress. You start to feel like you're not just paying a bill, you're trying to avoid a catastrophe.
So, if the problem is this combination of mental overload and fear, the solution can't just be a better spreadsheet. The real goal here is to achieve a state of what we can call behavioral ease. It's all about designing a system for yourself that just requires fewer decisions. It requires less mental effort. It's about conserving your precious cognitive energy, not for managing money, but for actually living and enjoying your life. It's about trading in that manual chaos for a sense of predictable calm. Okay, so how do we build a real solution? Now that we really get the psychological burden, we can finally talk about the antidote. And I promise, this isn't some trendy new app or quick fix. It's a fundamental restructuring of how you interact with your money, one that's designed to create a real, lasting peace of mind. And here it is. The single most effective strategy for achieving that behavioral ease is automation. Now hold on. This isn't about being lazy or checking out from your finances. It's actually the exact opposite. It's a proactive, strategic decision to put your predictable expenses on autopilot so you can free up your focus for what truly matters. It's an antidote because it directly attacks decision fatigue and loss aversion. It takes those repetitive, high-stakes decisions right off your plate. A truly effective automation system is built on three really strong pillars. Think of it like a sturdy three-legged stool. First, you have the automated flow, which handles all your recurring income and bills without you lifting a finger. Second, you have the visual budget system, which gives you instant clarity on what's safe to spend. And third, you have the decision filter, which is there to protect your core savings from any impulsive choices. Together, these three things create a fortress of predictability around your finances. All right, theory is great, but how do we actually do this? I know it can feel a little intimidating to go from just understanding the stuff to actually putting it into practice, but trust me, the process is way more straightforward than you might think. Let's walk through 4 simple, strategic steps to put your financial life on a comfortable, reliable autopilot. Here's our roadmap. First things first, we start with the low-hanging fruit, automating all of those recurring obligations, your mortgage or rent, your utilities, your insurance payments. This one move immediately eliminates deadlines and the risk of late fees. Next, we implement what we're calling the bucket system. That's our visual budget. Then we create a simple rule for any big decisions, which we'll call the cooling off period. And finally, we just set a simple once-a-year check-in to make sure everything's still running the way it should. See, it's a gentle, structured approach to making a lasting change.
Okay, let's really dig into how this bucket system works because it's brilliantly simple and visual. You can easily set this up with a few different bank accounts. So as you see, bucket number 1 is just for your fixed, non-negotiable bills. Think mortgage, utilities, insurance. Your income, Social Security, pension, whatever it is, flows into your main account, and then money is automatically transferred into this bucket to pay those bills. Done. Bucket number 2 is your day-to-day spending account. This is for groceries, gas, hobbies, going out to eat. This is your safe to spend money. You know exactly what's in there, and when it's gone until the next transfer. And bucket number 3, that's your investment principal. It is completely firewalled off. It is a do not touch account for daily life. This simple separation is what totally removes the guesswork and the anxiety from everyday spending.
This brings us to a really critical rule that protects bucket number 3. For any large, non-essential expense that would require you to dip into that principal capital, a new car, a big vacation, a home renovation, you have to institute a mandatory cooling off period. It could be 30 days, it could be a week. The time isn't as important as the rule itself. It's a simple firewall that prevents emotional, in-the-moment decisions that you might regret later. It just forces you to step back and think it through. It's not about saying no forever, it's about saying not right now. And here's the beautiful part. As you start to put this system in place, you're going to find that the benefits go way beyond your bank statement. We're talking about a genuine improvement in your overall quality of life. This isn't just about financial management, it's a powerful form of self-care. And this is the ultimate payoff, isn't it? All of that mental energy you were spending tracking due dates, worrying about account balances, agonizing over every little spending choice, it's now freed up. That is energy you can now invest in your health, your hobbies, your relationships with your kids and grandkids, the things that actually bring you joy. You're not just buying efficiency, you're literally buying back your own mental and emotional bandwidth. Just think about the emotional shift here. That vague, nagging fear of running out of money, it's one of the biggest thieves of joy in retirement. An automated system like this just replaces that fear with the calm, objective confidence of a predictable runway. You know exactly what's coming in, you know what's going out, and you know what's left. It completely transforms your relationship with money from one of anxiety to one of quiet control and security. So, we've covered the why, the what, and the how. Now comes the most important part of all, turning this knowledge into action. The journey to financial peace doesn't start with some giant leap. It starts with a single, simple step.
If you take only one thing away from our time together, please let it be this. Forget trying to time the market. Forget trying to find the next hot stock. The habits that will truly make your life less stressful are the ones that build a system of quiet, elegant, and reliable automation. In retirement, predictability is the new wealth. So I want you to just pause for a moment and seriously think about this. Don't think about overhauling your entire financial life tomorrow. Just think about one small thing. What is the one simple action you can take right now to start building some momentum toward that feeling of behavioral ease? Here is a gentle challenge to get you started. Sometime today, pull out a piece of paper and just write down your 2 largest, most predictable monthly bills. Maybe it's your mortgage and your car insurance. Now commit to this. Before the week is over, you will log in and set up automatic payments for just one of them. That's it. It's one small action that permanently removes one task and one worry from your life forever. This is how the journey begins. When we look back, it's so clear that most financial stress in retirement doesn't actually come from the stock market. It comes from the manual effort and the inconsistency of managing our day-to-day money. And the most powerful antidote, the most helpful insight is a simple system of automation, especially that visual bucket budget that protects our most valuable asset, our cognitive energy. Ultimately, simplifying how your money works is the key to ensuring your retirement can be focused on what it was always meant for, not on anxiety and paperwork, but on security, peace, and real joy.